Morning, everyone. Just sending a voice note there. All right. Into Friday then. Okay, last day of the month here. Last day of the quarter. Last day of the week. What do we not want to do today? We don't want to be giving back our profits. Our hard-earned profits from this week. The last thing we want to do is be giving them back. So the first thing you need to do, go through your checklist. All right, go through your checklist. Are you fit and able to be trading today? All right, physically and mentally. Have you eaten enough, slept enough, drunk enough water? Are you hydrated? Do you feel emotionally stable? You know, anything that's pulling you off your game, think about maybe not taking a trade today, or at least sizing down. All right, just be careful. All right, as always, we're going to start off in the higher time frames and work our way down. We do have news starting to hit the wire here. Let's move down. Where's my higher time frame? There we go. All right, weekly chart. Weekly chart yesterday tapped, would you believe it, lower Bollinger Band on a weekly. Crazy that I'm having to look on these on the weekly, but that's how big the range is right now. All right, so tapping into lower bowl on the weekly. We're going to run out of room soon, but what's weird, is very unusual, is we do have more room on the daily. All right, so big weekly rejection after filling this gap into this imbalance. Remember, to this week's drive, we were looking for that drive up into here and then a lower high to be set. This might well be it. And then this breakdown. All right, breakdown into here, start cleaning up some of the levels when we look left. Some of these levels we can think about if we're going to go for a new leg down, because this would be leg one, and we can expect a second leg if it's going to get heavy, if it doesn't protect it. Moving into the daily, you can see we are starting to contract, aren't we? All right, think about this. Contraction here, and we open ourselves up to trend. Contraction here. How do you see the contraction? Look how the bowls are starting to tighten up again. Okay, we're going to expect some contraction here before either one of these moves, right? And then these will start to open up again. Right, so we can see that starting to happen. How do we know that? We built a range, right? And we failed the breakout of the range and found some heaviness here. Now, I don't want to get too bearish here. I want to be careful here getting too bearish because we have filled most of the objectives for the week. Objective one was to come and take this guy out, back test this area. All right, we've done it. Objective two was to fill the new week opening gap, that Friday to Monday or Sunday gap, the grey box. We've done that as well. What's left to do? Well, there is a draw lower. All right, we do have these equal lows yesterday. We are in congestion zone. Think about this. We're still in sort of back test territory here. It has a chance to go up. All right, it has a chance to go up. I'm not saying I'm going to buy this for it to go up, but I'm trying to say that because what I don't want to do is get too bearish looking for this move down if the location and momentum do not align here. 20-day, 5-day here for your mean reversion as well. Above yesterday's high, we have a little bit of an imbalance into here. All right, so I'm not saying it has to do that today, but it will be thinking about that. All right, because even if it does that move up and then rejects, it's still setting up the use of liquidity to go lower when the market's ready. All right, let's move into an H1, see if we can get a few clues from the H1. All right, so we're looking at this chart right here. Make sure you can all see that properly. So yesterday, it was very, very choppy back and forth, but if you were patient, it set up. We had some lovely trades on stream yesterday. I had a half decent short in the afternoon, and obviously it went to my level right at the end of the day, like it likes to do. All right, so we set this yesterday. Squeeze, dip down, reversal, drive up, reprice, failure. It tried again into the close, failure. All right, so you can see the narrative right now is all pops are being sold into. All right, buyers are stuck in this market. They tried to hold, it was sold into. They tried to hold, it was sold into. Overnight, we've rolled over to the downside. What are the targets further down? Well, I talked about if we're really going to get weak, and again, it doesn't have to do it today, but if we're going to get weak, we have support, 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 old resistance, old support. This level here, and this is also no point of control here that we're bouncing off right now. 866. I think we went through these yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is definitely a big level for the market around here. Right, the market keeps looking and back testing that level. So we don't want to get short in the hole. Right, we don't want to be short down here hoping it rolls over. All right, we need to see a failure for a short or a failure underneath, a back test, and then a short for continuation. What you don't want to do is just short here. Otherwise, anyone who just did that in the last 10 minutes just got their face ripped off for about a 100-point squeeze. All right, so back to point of control here. Here are your overnight levels. Globex high, Globex low. We're trading in range right now. All right, we're not expanding above or below the Globex level. We are gapping down though. All right, previous day close was here. All right, so Globex tested it, found a sell, gap down, finding a bid back up. Here's your box right now. All right, I don't really want to trade in this box. I want to see breakouts or failed breakouts of the boxes, always. Okay, if we're going to drift upside, we can think about the move back to old points of control. Let's dial into the 5-minute, the chart above, so you can see what I'm talking about. So this will show you now. Yesterday's low, right here. Sorry, right here. All right, at this point yesterday, I think maybe it was here. No, it must have been a bit later. Here, must have been here, above the trap. I was looking for us to take that out. I wanted us to sweep this level of liquidity out and take this out. Felt like a low-hanging fruit trade. It didn't do it, all right? I had an attempt here, took a bit of money, stopped out, went to walk the dog. It did one last drive up, and what would you know, in the last candle of the day, it did that move and took these guys out, and in Asia, took the rest out. So, unfortunate. I was there for it. I was just maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes too early. So once we took out previous day low, remember that's previous day low there in Asia, it found a little bit of a bid, rallied up to what? To this level here. Old support became resistance. They sold it back down, washed Asia, new move down. This is very, very bearish when you see these. Pops above, sell back down. Pops above, sell back down. Pops above or into, sell back down. This is what we'll be thinking about here. Do they pop above it and sell back down, or pop above it and sell back down? If they start finding a bid, that's a whole different ball game, and we're going to think about this move here at that point. It's possible that it might want to come and back test some higher levels. All right, but momentum remains bearish. We're underneath grey box, new week opening gap. We're underneath or at previous day low right now. The key levels on the day will be these previous day lows and previous day closes, all right? And then we have to be a little bit fluid today because we've hit a lot of our main targets for the week. Moving into this lower time frame up here then, let's just make sure you can see everything. One thing I'm very aware of right now, huge amount of stops. All these guys here, lots of stops here. They are primed to get run. Same with these guys here. So if this wants to squeeze up, it might take them. How we react afterwards is going to be key. All right, if we just fail, all the way back down. If we start building liquidity in this grinding phase and then a little dump and a pull up, then we're going to be thinking about a counter trend long play back to the upside to maybe take some of this liquidity out. Let's have a little look at the VIX. VIX drove up this morning, again, back to that 1950s, right? Just failing in front of 1950s. We've been calling it all week. Above 19, looking for that drive to 1950. It hit 1947 for the second time again this morning. So not getting acceptance above that old SBR level, but it's a matter of time at the moment looking at it. ES, SPY, QQQ, everything pretty much in sync, right? Pretty much in sync. All finding bids for now. Remember, SPY closed its gap yesterday. That gap fill was basically into 864. We drifted 864. 564.80. We drifted beneath it and found a bid this morning, but structure remains bearish. All right, structure remains bearish until proves otherwise right now. Let's have a quick flick through the mag altogether. Let's move this to a 5-minute chart while I do this. All right, Apple gapping down. All right, there's PDC gapping down. Microsoft gapping down. Protecting previous day low, but gapping down. Amazon gapping down at PDL. Google gapping down underneath previous day low, underneath previous day close. Meta gapping down, trying to reclaim previous day low here. Nvidia gapping up. All right, a little gap up in Nvidia there. Tesla gapping up. So 5 of the Mag 7 gapping down. Tesla and Nvidia with a gap up so far this morning. Change that before I get it wrong. So pathing, really, I want to avoid yesterday's range. I don't really want to get chopped up in here. So I'm going to be careful. How we act at the Asia highs and lows for me is going to be key for dictating the next move. All right. Same with this here. Previous day low, previous day close. These are all around the Asia high. If we get acceptance above here and we start holding, then maybe I'm thinking about that drive back up to come and clear some of these levels out. 20,130, 20,150s, 20,200s. That will be counter trend, remember. That would be counter trend relief. I'd much rather think about the short today if it sets up. Like, momentum's fantastic. Location for the short, not so good. We're into a golden zone fib when you start looking at big hourly and daily swing points. All right, let me just go over that quickly. It's maybe the one thing I didn't do with you today. All right, if we think about this as a swing point from this low to this high, we're into golden zone. All right, location. Who's having fun right now? I'll tell you who's having fun. People that took the weekly model. Short here and added on here. All right, they're nicely in the money. Those are swing positions. Swing positions from Wednesday and Thursday are having fun. New money shorts. Don't like new money shorts down here. Your RR, all right, just based on swing points, I know we'd never risk that much, is not great, is it? So we have to think about that. Maybe there's some recovery before we go lower. Otherwise, if we really show heaviness here and a willingness to come and take this, and I think the draw is going to work out, then I might join in for it. But really, my mind is into being protective on a Friday. Don't want to end your Friday bad. It's the worst day to give back money. Then you have to go into the weekend having a bad day. Let's see who's in chat here with us this morning then. Good morning, Clint. Clint always the first one in chat. I always notice that. Morning, Clint, Jeff, Ramus, Miguel, Thumper, Marek, Brad, Peter, Jesse, Trentry, JD Florida Man, Raider, Logan, TR, Aaron. The camera isn't too clear. Okay, I'll wipe the screen in a minute. Capt, Leron, Exister, Eva, Phenom, Brandon, Christy W, Kaladen, Julian, Michael, Steve C, Mr. Slim, Go for Hill, Andrew G, Jake and One Up, Lyndall, ASD, John, Calypso, Scott Sullivan. Morning, everyone. Morning, everyone. Yes, and Peter's quite right. We talked about it in Discord this morning. All right, that little drive up, well, I say little, that 100-point drive up off the Asia lows, that was Europe reacting to the tariffs. All right, they came out this morning out of the blue, saying that EU plans concessions for Trump tariffs. All right, so how long we got here? About 50 seconds until open. All right, so far, short-term momentum, they've tried to drive upside. They've swept some of this liquidity. They're coming back downside. Do they hold this and go for this move back up to close the gap? Or do we get that rotation back down? Like I said, I really do not love this location right now. Do not love this location right now. So going to just be patient today. Yeah, let's get those likes up on the stream nice and early so I don't have to nag and talk about it. There's at least 70 of you here not done it. And then let's just see what we get. Going to try and be somewhat patient here, given that the draw for me the last few days has been lower. We've been doing that move lower. It's been like slowly working out. I don't want to get trapped trying to force that move when we've done most of it already for the week. Remember, from that Tuesday high, Wednesday fail breakout, anyone doing the course, we've had that weekly model. It started playing out exactly how we wanted. Unfortunately, with prop firms, we can't swing. Otherwise, we would be all very nicely in the money. Let's see. All right, so a little bit of sideways action here to start the morning. Nothing really going on here. Very, very muted open. Let's just wait and see. Scanning around here for some news, see what's going on. So drifting back down towards where we found a bid off that news this morning into that Globex low. Not in anything right now, folks. Just being patient here. That's the current week low in that orange box. All right, and then we'll see how we react there. Do we do a failed breakout of that low and turn back upside? Are we going to be in a ranging day if we're going to do that? If we're going to protect that low or sweep it and turn back upside? Or are we going to break it, stay heavy, and start to rotate lower? All right, Mag looking fairly heavy here. Tesla the only one up, 0.25% up. Nvidia 0.25% down. Meta 2/3% down. Google 0.80% down. Amazon almost 2% down. Microsoft 2/3% down. Apple approaching 1% down. All right, so Mag in a sell, remains in a sell here. But again, momentum's been really good this week for the sell. The location right now not ideal with that gap down overnight. Remember, gap down is from here, coming into those overnight lows here now. What was Globex? Was it right at the bottom of that? I just want to make sure I drew it out correctly. Yeah. So into the London low here. All right, and this is where we found a bid shortly ago. The London low would take you down to 844. They're in a strong sell here. Market having a bit of a sell here. All right, big order on the tape today. All right, 800 lot down at 19,700. There is an 800 lot down at 19,700. I don't know if he's real. Haven't seen Mr. Spoofer on the book for a little while, so we're just gonna have to be a bit patient here and see who wants to play today and who doesn't, basically. But the narrative has been to fade pops, especially those traps over swing highs. We've got a long way to go and clean anyone out upside, really. Fairly muted here, isn't it? Fairly muted here this morning. SPY back to PDL, stuck underneath VWAP. ES stuck underneath VWAP. VIX trying to build out, another sort of flag and right shoulder to get through that 1950 we talked about. That's what VIX is trying to do. Here's the attempt to go back down to that London low then. This is what it's looking to do right now. It's looking to trade lower and sweep everyone out. Once we do that, we can think about if and how this market wants to react. Does it want to hold that level and trade back upside, or is it ready to let go of it? Remember, SPY's filled the gap, looks very, very heavy. Here's the sweep, taking it out now. Just letting this shake out for the first 5 minutes or so. So only 3 minutes into the day. If we're going to have that trend day lower, we can think about that move to 600 that I talked about and aim for that liquidity down there. So sweep complete, taking out the London low. That's the current low of week now. Anything moving lower is just expansion lower. ES now, VIX 1950. God, my brain will engage in a minute. VIX at that 1950, okay, tapping on the door. It's looking to break out here. It needs to get through 1950. Will open the door for that move to 1977, through that up into 20s. If we start doing that, we get a bigger wash in the market. If it can't break, if it keeps failing to break out this 1950, which has been key all week, we talked about that drive up to it. If it fails that, then we might get some turnaround here. Remember, there's lots of liquidity higher. I mean, we did just sweep all these guys. We protected this person here, though. Looking left, we have more up into the Asia highs. But again, they did get sweep before we came down, in fairness. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a chop fest here today, if I'm honest. Not ideal, but it would not surprise me at all. And we've done the weekly model. Those in the room, we've done the weekly model. Think about where we are versus Monday, Tuesday right now. What did we do on Wednesday? What did we do yesterday and today? We've kind of already done it. So we either trade back inside or we have further expansion. Further expansion, great for swing players. Not great for us day traders in terms of location. A little bit of relief here. SPY printed underneath its previous day low, finding a bid. ES doing the same. Obviously, Q's previous day low much, much higher right now. So they're starting to reclaim previous day low. If they start to bid up and over previous day low and view up on the ES and the SPY, I'd be concerned about those shorts who came in late. All right, if they keep rejecting it, then continuation looks better and better. We're just going to let this shake out. I'm never in a rush to trade unless I'm waking up and that location is great. If I'm like, yeah, this is it right now. This is the location. Yesterday, we ended up having that fairly quickly once we got the reaction off PDL. Here's the drive higher. Nvidia going green here, 0.5% up now. The rest of the market looks fairly heavy. Looks fairly heavy right now. Watching ES into VWAP. So ES and SPY both reclaimed previous day lows here. They're triggering this move upside right now. For now. There's ES reclaiming its VWAP or tapping into it at least. Let's see how we go here. Oh, I forgot to put the 930 in, didn't I? Sorry, folks. Always tell me if I forget to do something that's important, like this 930 print, which is very important. Okay, reclaiming New York. Yes, in a hurry to go upside. Here's VWAP on the Qs. So that so far was a sweep, drive higher. Now we have to think about, does it build liquidity and momentum here for the gap fill, or is this just a trade to fail back down? Again, very early in the day to be thinking about all these things, but that's where we're at. Well, I don't want to get chopped up here this morning. We are at key levels after having done a very big move on the week. Think about how big that weekly candle is right now. Rejecting VWAP there so far. I'm watching ES to see if it's going to trade back underneath VWAP and let it go. My QQQ chart so messy here. What's going on? Yeah, VIX rejecting that 1950 again so far, coming back down to support level. So again, still in sort of choppy range here. I do not want to get chopped up here. I want to let this make its decision. I'll join when it's ready. If this is going to bear flag, we can join. It should become clear because it will want to really attack the lows aggressively and start to expand lower if we're going to do that. Otherwise, what I don't want to do is get trapped in this level here if it's going to come back upside. So I'm going to wait. Either we're going to do this or we're going to build some liquidity out here for this move. And that's what I'm going to wait for. Seller at 20,000, not a big seller, but there's a seller up there, and then 20,050, bigger seller up there trying to drag the market up. ES looking very, very strong here. Qs into VWAP. Remember, Qs have been weaker today. All you have to do is look at the mag. You can see it's much, much weaker. Now, this is in a hurry to get going here. ES coming back towards its highs. And looks right now like ES wants to try and close the gap. At least wants to take that liquidity out from maybe that newsprint at 734, was that? Yeah, 5,734. That little EU newsprint we had. So do we start building liquidity to get up to there? That would basically be creation of some liquidity up to here to get over this, and this stop run can lead us to this, but I'm not convinced until we build out a bit more structure here rather than straight up off the bottom. Bigger question for that. It's not really so much about bulls buying this, to be honest. I'm thinking more about, do shorts cover into Friday or not? That's the question. Do shorts cover into Friday, into the end of month and end of week? Stuck at VWAP for now. Stuck at VWAP for now. Yes, looks like it's in a hurry to get going here. 37s is where it wants to go on the ES if it can find that bid for that squeeze. It would need to hold VWAP or just beneath it, a little imbalance underneath it. If it keeps failing up here, it'd be a problem. Nothing clear and obvious. Look at the flow zones. Look at the multi-time frames. High time frame, bearish. Lower time frame, bullish. Flow zones, indecision. All right. They're not sure yet. It's building liquidity. Let's just wait. Well, you trade how you want, but for me, I am waiting. Gonna wait. ES finding a bid of VWAP. Rejecting VWAP so far. Only 84-point range so far this morning. Like I said, either bear flag or it builds liquidity. Tech been much weaker. Let's see. Do they build that inverse right shoulder for the drive higher to go for the liquidity? Or is this the start of a bear flag? Are we going to break down, go back to the Globex lows and then look for an expansion down to 600? I don't really mind which, to be honest. Either is okay with me. Happy to join in. The easier move will be shorts today, unless they're going to set a giant squeeze and a big covering rally. ES back to PDL here. All right, so remember, ES and SPY got above previous day low. They're coming back to back test it right now. So I'm just letting this shake out right now because we have divergence. NQ is beneath previous day low. Previous day low on ES is right here. It just back tested it and found a bid. Right, this is why exactly why I'm waiting, because if they're going to build this right shoulder, they're going to start driving higher, look for this right shoulder to go upside, and they're going to look for that upside move to take out that liquidity, maybe close the gap into PDC. So I'm thinking about joining this now. It can start to prove itself for me. That last dip looks good. Looking really good here. Watching ES closely in case it rejects this internal high. I want it to just get moving here. On any pullback to soak. Don't want ES to reject that internal high. Stop already in the money. Previous day low here, absolutely key. If they slam this on Qs, obviously out. I still think there's a squeeze here. Potentially there's a slam. So this is why stop was in the money. I wanted to be careful with that divergence playing out. So what did I get there? Like a tick or something? Hardly anything. Why isn't my copier worked there? Wrong account. That'll do it, Alex. On the wrong account. There we go. All right, so big rejection there. Previous day low on the Qs. Back to previous day low on the ES. Yeah, that's what we're saying. My stop was straight in the money. Once we broke here and I came in, I moved my stop straight up because I do not like this here. This is supply. Really, we want to build up here, but thought I'd have a little attempt just in case, like I said, but you need to be careful with these levels. So like you can see here, like tiny profit. Is that even going to show? Tiny profit on one account because it didn't link. So I have my stop straight in the money. When they're high risk like that, I get my stop in the money. If we're not taking out previous day low aggressively, then you've got to be careful. All right, previous day low retapped here on the ES. It's trying to absorb it again. This is the divergence playing out. We want to be a little careful here. All right, they can chop around back and forth here for a little while. 15 minutes left until the hour. This is your opening range now, this to here. You want to be careful. They're going to chop this around until they build enough liquidity, very much like yesterday. I said I wouldn't be surprised if this is a choppy day today. Hey, morning, Max. Not seen you in a little while. Hope you're doing good. Does ES start to let go of previous day low? Tesla gone green to red, red to green, red to green again. It's dancing back and forwards at its closing price. Nvidia, the only strong one today. Well, strong relative strength compared to everything else. Just dancing inside right now. Outside bar on the daily, inside bar versus overnight. Where did you go, Max? Anywhere good? So back up to that New York Open. ES still trying to hold on to previous day low. It feels weak here. It's just, are we going to actually do this bear flag and start expanding lower? We're kind of middle of the range on this session right now. ES looking very, very, very heavy here now. So back to test previous day low here on the ES. Do they sell that versus PDL? Do we get that breakdown, or are they going to go reclaim squeeze again? Chop, 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 chop. You can see here. That's the range. Just choppy in here right now. It will make its decision at some point. We join if and when it's ready. I had one attempt for the squeeze, didn't work out. Thinking my bias more downside right now if we're going to go stay heavy, especially if Tesla and Nvidia want to join in. Yes, rejecting PDL. Big levels here. Squeezing all the way back up, back to view up 930 low. ES still trying to hold on to previous day low. Again, like we said, very choppy here this morning. What's your ATR? Because some of those candles are like 55 odd points, I think. South of France, very nice, Max. All right, so all the way back upside. Look at that. Reclaiming, back to view up here. Do they come back in and sell this for that move back down to low of day? Or have they set the trap and are they going to go all the way back upside now after ES reclaims previous day low again? Very messy price action here this morning. Not something you want to over-involve yourself in, I wouldn't have said. So do they reject view up here for that move lower, back towards low of day? ES back to PDL. It's a big chop fest here this morning. Be careful here, folks. Be careful here. It's going to make its decision soon. There's your failure. If it's going to come down, we're going to do this. If it's going to trap, it's going to use this guy to get to this guy to get to this guy. Just be patient. Don't get yourself trapped here. Nothing clean here, I would say, right now. Good day to just sit still for now. Let everyone else get trapped, and we'll build when it's ready. We'll build when it's ready to do it. I feel like my screens have all changed size here. Like the candles look real weird. On Ninja, that is. Yes, SPY still at previous day low there. Just hanging on previous day low. Like we said, problem with shorts this morning is the location down here on that daily swing point. We're in that golden zone. If they let go of it, it's a whole different ball game. VIX just trading sideways. Whole market trading sideways. Holding that sort of 1900 level. Is that right? 19,900 level. Yeah. Into that New York Open. Very key. ES finding a bid on right at its 20-day. Someone's going to get hurt here soon. Someone is going to get hurt here soon. They trap back and forwards. Waiting for the new candle at 10. Yeah, new hourly and 4-hour candle only, 9 minutes away now. Looks like it's going to break down here, but who knows? Maybe that bear flag, micro head and shoulder starting to play out. If they can take out the internal low at 70, they probably go back down towards low of day. Starting to break down here. Watching ES very, very closely. Watching the VIX. VIX starting to spike here. 1932s. Watching this just in case we snap. All right, getting some small size in here now. Just in case for this breakdown. Taking some off towards this internal low. Stop already in the money. Already protecting. All right, just in case we're going to start breaking down. If we break down under 70s, I think we could wash back down towards those 40s. If we break 40s, then that run to 600 becomes possible. Like I said, we're already taking some off and being proactive here because we're only, 8 minutes before that new candle. But it's starting to fail here versus VWAP, and ES starting to let go of previous day low. So locking some money in here, making sure I'm paying myself. Stop in the money. Solid start to the day. Bit worried this bloody cough's come back. There we go. Lovely. Really nice. ES at low of day. So going to pay myself some here on the Qs just in case ES does a little divergence and takes low of day and trades back upside. Remember, if we really get heavy today, we're looking for this move here. We really want to get heavy today. We want to be careful with that new candle coming into the new hour. Right, so it started to play out. It took some time, and the micro head and shoulder, and then I joined here once it started to play out, covering down into this level here. And then if we back test and stay heavy, maybe I'll join. Probably have to wait after that new hourly now to add any more on just in case. A sweep coming in here. Remember, we had a big order on the book down at 700 we talked about. Remember, any break lower will be a new weekly low. All right, we're just going to be expanding the weekly range here. Think about what we're doing on that weekly candle. Had to wait for it. Had to really convince me. But this candle here started convincing me. Look at the volume uptick. Right, low volume on the push up. Sales come in, higher volume. Sales take control. We cover some into that low of day. Remember, we have divergence. ES took out low of day, which is why I took a large portion of my position off. Don't want to see this sort of rebalance. I don't even want it to rebalance above 80s, 88, sorry. Don't even want it to go up above that wick. If it goes above that wick, I'll take the runner off. That's fine. Just over 5 minutes till that new candle. Look at the 5 and 15 minute chart. They're pretty ugly, aren't they? Pretty ugly. Pretty ugly right now. VIX back into 1941. Remember, 1950 is the break that the VIX is looking for. 1950 is the break that the VIX is looking for. This last hourly candle starting to look a little bit better. I would have preferred we hit a high over 1970 in this hourly candle going into the new one. Right, again, NQ got a habit of doing this at the moment. I would have preferred we went up there and then down. Then we get a big engulfing candle, and then it gives me good confidence that we're going to go lower. The only thing I don't like is that it's left that. That bugs me a bit, but NQ keeps doing that at the moment. Again, most of my trades, I'm looking at the higher time. Well, not most. All of my trades, I'm always looking at the higher time frame. Always looking at higher time frame. No, Nate the Great, you won't need data separately. It will come with it. It will all come with it, Nate. You won't need anything. So anyone interested, say this right now. Traderify, 35% off all accounts. All right, straight to funded, growth and advanced, all sizes. That ends end of the month. So, I mean, you've got until this weekend, basically. Who else has a sale on? Take Profit Trader sale, I think, will end of the month. They are 30% off, no activation fee as well, daily withdrawals. Use code FLOWZONE for that. FLOWZONE for that. You can find the link down below in the description, or if you just check in chat, Nightbot will post it. Top three prop firms for me right now: Take Profit Trader, Apex, and Traderify. Not in that order, but those are my favorite prop firms. Apex I like because you can scale 20 accounts. Take Profit Trader I like because you can pay yourself daily and there's no activation fee. Traderify I like because they offer so much value, so much value. I don't Paul. I've never used Bullnox. I know lots of people that use it. I've never done it. I'm sure I can get one if people are interested. Three minutes left. NQ very close to breaking the lows. Remember, we have divergence. ES has already broken the lows. VIX still trying to get through 50, 1950. It hit a high of 1949 there. Still in my runner. It's still protecting 88. I'm going to move my stop down to 82s now. Well, let's move it a tick above 83s. Half tempted to take it off already before this new candle comes. Yeah. Miguel, we're into loads of congestion on the point of controls. Old point of controls. All right, look, left here. Bang. So much congestion. Last Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, all of this. Lots of volume in this area. Talked about it right at the beginning of the stream. Lots of volume in this area. Bulls need to hold this if they have that chance of going upside. Failure to hold this opens up a move to value area lows and all stops down below. But yeah, good eyes, Miguel. Exactly what we're looking for. That's why I didn't love the short down here, but it just wasn't giving me much opportunity. So we just take what it's giving us. Yeah, news at 10 as well. You're right. News at 10 o'clock. All right, at least half of you on stream have not hit that like button yet. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. So consumer sentiment, that will move the market. That will move the market. Just be careful. $30 seconds, 45 seconds. I'm moving my stop even closer here. I don't care if it knocks me out. Moving it into 72s here. Liquidity on the book starting to thin out. It is starting to thin out here. There we go. Bang. Moving my stop down now. Underneath that Asia low. Nice. Dragging it down. There we go. Filled there. It's okay. If it wants to go lower, we will rejoin in. I want to be proactive in case that is a dunk to trade higher now. So nice trade to start the day there. Proactive, risk management, everything in check. Let's see what they do now after clearing those levels out. Let this shake out a little bit again. Watch your ATR, please, folks. Decent volume came in there on that news. That's a big stop run. Just wait for the next setup now. Michigan expectations, 52.6 versus 54.1. Really? 1 year inflation, 5% versus 4.9. So inflation came in hot. 5 year inflation, 4.1% versus 3.9. So 5 year inflation came in hot. VIX tapping on the door here of 1950 again. Tap, 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 tap. Big level here. Still breaking down here. Still breaking down here. Still rejecting those levels. VIX, though, hasn't broken out of 1950. I'm watching really carefully on the VIX to see if it can break that 1950. Remember, big buy on the book is all the way down at 700. We're looking for a trade. If it really wants to let go, we're looking for a trade to 600 today. I find it hard to believe it's going to want to go there today, given the size of the move it's done this week. But you just never know. Feels more like we'll just chop around today. You just never know. H1 closed with an engulfer there. So that last H1 was bearish. Very bearish. The only thing I don't like is it didn't take out 970 to the upside before it moved lower. I want to be careful if they start trying to do this move here. This is where you want to be careful. If shorts get trapped too low, then they'll force the covers. Think about shorts, cover, shorts like me, cover, cover. If too many shorts pile in here and it doesn't break, they get caught and cause the squeeze upside. So it's why you want to be very careful putting new positions on here versus Asia and London lows. VIX hit a high of 1950, still can't break it though. It's a massive level that. Your delayed 10 minutes, Nate. Is that on TradingView? Make sure you're logged in TradingView via Tradeovate if you're using Tradeovate. You will need to give TradingView needs to know where it's getting data from. So you're either giving TradingView data from CME, which you're paying for directly, or you have to be logged into a brokerage account that you have data from. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Tradeovate shouldn't be delayed. If you've signed all paper, can't remember who you're trading with, but with any brokerage account, you get free data. So as long as you've signed papers and you've activated your account, sometimes it can take a little bit of time. As long as you've signed and activated your account, it should be fine. It keeps rejecting this sort of London lows for now. It's just that RR is not great. VIX is trying to build up. There's just no big swipe from VIX yet. There's no explosive move through 1950. It's at 1951. It's just sort of teetering on the edge. On Tradeovate, you're delayed. I don't know. That's a new one to me. Maybe check you've signed the paperwork. Speak to your whatever firm you're using. Make sure you're speaking to them. Here goes VIX, 1955s. Kind of get a good push here on the VIX. And it really get going. And back down towards that newsprint low here. Want to be very careful into this newsprint low if you're looking for shorts. Still think the draw is to 600 if they're really going to let it go today. It's a big if. We've done a big move for this week. Remember, big move. Location for the shorts are not ideal down here. I'm not in a new position yet. I took a position here. I covered some here, and on that news wick, I got some out here, all right, because it came out and took my stop out. I'm thinking about it here. Starting to prove itself. VIX starting to go now, looking better. Versus current week low, looking good. Here's the expansion. I'm in this now, small size for that last breakdown. Just in case we're going to run aggressively. Remember, big order at 700, and my target is around 600. Big order at 700. Any pop back up, I might put some back on here. Only in tiny, tiny size. Already up here, like 30, 40, 50 points. Right here, what's that? 30 points. Looking good. VIX very, very good here. This is what we're looking to see. Much better from VIX. So up towards those 70s now. So 75 break is the next key level break. Through that, we go straight to 20s. That's what we're looking at. VIX built some nice liquidity for that move. Took some time, then we got the confluence. These guys got stuck. I joined a little bit late down here, to be honest, but I wanted to make sure that VIX was ready to go. I'd rather be late to a party that's in full flow than be early and get stuck there by myself, right? What gap are you talking about, Nate? We filled the gap ages ago. Grey box above us is the gap. I'm not sure what you're looking at. That's the gap. Boom. Here we go. Flushacito. Keep failing here. Looks great. Let's go. All right, 700 next big level. That's just a guy on the tape. But really, we're looking for this blue box. We were talking about this yesterday. All right, and even Wednesday, I was telling you, if we're going to get heavy, there's a ton of stops down here. A ton of stops down there. Ideally, we would have liked a bigger drive higher today to get short into. All right, just because of location. This is so heavy now, folks. All right, so we don't be chasing in here. If you're not in this short, you will need this to build out some more structure. All right, don't be chasing in there hoping for this. You will need it to build out some structure for you to get short against. If you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, then you probably missed why we're looking for this. So I can see some of you talking about it. Look at the hourlies. Where's the max pain for shorts? These guys here, all right, for long, sorry. These are swing longs in this box. We take them out, they're going to cry. All right, so market is always looking to inflict max pain. I'm also watching this level here, 720, old value area lows. These are big levels here. So I'm not looking to get short down here. Need pops up to get short for the continuation down into this. If we build liquidity out there, all right, next week and the week after, what are we setting up? We talked about this all week on stream. Failed breakout over this. Traps buyers. We come back inside. Hello. Where are we going? See you later. Max pain. Bye. All right. We've set that lower high from what it's starting to look like now on a weekly chart. We've set the lower high. We've been talking about that. Anyone who joins me on stream every day, you should know what I'm talking about. The pro trend is down. We were waiting for this week. Earlier in the week, we were long. Why we were long? We wanted the weekly to set a lower high. We set the lower high. We set the trap. We did Alex's infamous weekly model, Tuesday, Wednesday. We joined the sells, and now we are absolutely liquidating all those bulls. All you got to do is understand the higher time frame in the markets. I don't say all you got to do, but it's the most important thing is to understand the higher time frame. Anyone that has done my course, who's done the section on weekly models, all right, weekly models. Look at the weekly model. This is picture perfect weekly model. There's a reason it's in the course. It's because it happens all the time. 80% of the time, that weekly model will play out. All right, 80% of the time, the weekly model will play out. Weeks it won't play out. Things where you have weird news events, all right? When you have weird news events, or if we're going into a massive consolidation range. It will come, Kaladim, don't worry. You'll get to that point and you'll come back and look at the stream and be like, oh, I understand what he's on about. That makes sense. I'm telling you, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were A+ setups. Yes, it was a bit trickier, but those were A+ setups, especially Tuesday, which is why I was, especially Wednesday, which is why I had so much tilt, because I had the perfect entry short. Ninja started going absolute ape, doing whatever it wanted. Ghost orders, not letting me in, out, in, out, in, out, just all sorts of nonsense. And it cost me, well, would have been probably a record day, about 35 grand it cost me. So, yeah, that's quite annoying. Try not to think about it. But there's always more days. All right, still in this, looking fantastic. Just trailing down. 700's on deck. Remember, big bar at 700. Oh, guess what? He's a spoofer. He's gone. He just left the tape. All right, so no big bar at 700. So we're looking at 600s. We're looking for that move. 670s down to 600s. Previous week low, 600s. That's what we want right now. That's what we want right now. Nate, we don't say things like it might. We don't say things like it might. Where's the draw of liquidity? It's down here. It's lower. What a fantastic trade, folks. We're up big old money here. Look at the liquidation event happening right now. Who's in pain? It's bulls. It's bulls. Bulls are in pain. I tell you what, we take out that old weekly low and, oh, the fear in the market is going to be ginormous. Yeah, patient pays. Yet again, we have to be patient, didn't we? We let them do all this stuff. Alex got in here. Riyadh here. Now we wait. Can we get some liquidity being built for a new move down? It would be nice. It would be nice. Yeah, have to wait for a pullback now, Brad, if you're not in, for sure. For sure. What? Go back to the streams Monday and Tuesday. You will hear me say, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to get a real good move on the weekly model. I remember saying it numerous times. You could see it setting up. We want to drive up. We tap 700s here. No legit buyer on the tape there. We want a drive up to get short into to take us all the way back down to 600s or 670s first stop. If you're trying to guess the bottoms here, you're following the wrong guy. Do not be doing that, all right? Do not be doing that. What is the momentum? Very much downside, isn't it? Location was not ideal, but we said, go through the pre-market plan. This was one of the plans. Anyone in Discord? What was the pre-market plan? What's this yellow? The first one I put. What is this? Boom. What are we doing? Boom. All right? Follow the market. Market is playing poker with you. It's winking at you. It's telling you its hand. It's just whether you can see its tells. That's not me. Like, by the way, when I'm saying this stuff, it's not me trying to toot my horn or be arrogant. It's me trying to explain to you that there are ways to trade this market or any market. If you understand structure, if you understand the models, if you understand the flow, if you can not be too biased and you play the candles in front of you, you play what's playing out in front of you, not what you think's going to happen, not what you hope's going to happen, what is actually happen, you will start making money from this market. Where people get stuck is when they play what they think is going to happen. You'll notice on that drawing I just showed you, I gave you three or four options because those were the options. Once it becomes obvious, I even said up here, once it becomes, we tried the long, I think, was I here trying the long? Here trying the long, stopped out. Changed my sentiment, short, drove down. Add, drove down. All right. Play what's in front of me. Very, very fluid. Was happy to try the longs if it wanted to do the squeeze. It didn't. Bias changes, we go back downside. Looking good here, folks. Looking fantastic. It's so weak right now. VIX now at 20.17. All right. Big old swipe up on the VIX. Next level it's going to aim for on the VIX is 20.49. And then liquidity at 21.10, 21.15. On the VIX I'm talking about. So we have confluence. This is looking really good. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to the Flow Zone show. Here we go. Start of the box coming here, folks, and then Max Payne down into 600. All right, Max Payne, theory of Max Payne. We're firing, boys and girls, we're firing. We are firing. The VIX, not the VIC, VIX, VIX, volatility index of the S&P 500. We just had to wait a little bit today while the S&P messed around at its gap and its previous day low and VWAP. Right, so we want relief. We want a little bit of relief here. I want a little bit of relief to get a bit more size on. Oh, don't move my stuff on Ninja. I wish Ninja had a Control Z thing for when you accidentally move drawings. It's so annoying. Still weak. This thing is weak. Do not short the hole here, folks. Please don't short the hole. We want a return in to get short back down. You're either in runners holding for this move. Do not short in the hole. All right, we've moved down 150 points already from this break, and from my original entry, we're now down 200 points. Do not short the hole. Yeah, nice work, Mr. Sim. That's fine. If you're out here, absolutely fine. Trying to hold for my target. I'm also watching the S&P, right? So S&P, I'm watching for a trade into 560.15 all the way down to 557.74. QQQ, just in case there isn't confidence, because remember, we've rolled over. Sometimes these levels are slightly different, which is why I'm calling these. Looking at QQQ, I'm looking for a trade into 473.50 down to 472.30. That's where I'd want it to go. It looks like it's lining up, but I've got those on my screen because we're into old contracts, and sometimes these levels are a bit wonky. We're probably going back. We're definitely going back one old contract here for sure. Are we? Are we? Maybe not. I think we are. Here we go. Here's the break. Very close to that blue box now. Yeah, like buyers are getting liquidated. As simple as that. Buyers are trapped in this market. Looking good. VIX now, 20.30. Right, this is the start of supply on VIX. It's lining up pretty well. Start of a little bump in the road of VIX. 20.30 to 20.54. Through that, we go 20.96, basically 21 up to 21.20s. All right, so the VIX in a pump and everything else letting go. Look at that weekly model. I don't know anyone that teaches this. It's absolutely insane. Sometimes I should have taken, do you know what I should have done? I should have taken S&P and QQQ puts Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. That's what I should have done. So I could have held a swing. I'd be up a disgusting amount of money for an A+ setup. And that I would have got amazing prices because there are so many bulls in the market. No one would have wanted to take that put play. Peter saying, nice way to end this week. This may be my only trade today once I close it out. Yeah, I mean, A+ trade, right? It's an A+ trade. We're melting into the liquidity. Why the need to take another trade after this? I totally agree. On a Friday, we're getting a 200-point banger. I see someone say yesterday, taking 10 points is underrated on the NQ. Mate, if you're taking 10 points and you're not capable of taking more than 10 points in the NQ, I'm sorry, you should not be teaching people how to trade. 10 points, that isn't even a stop in this market. That's absolutely insane. Why are you taking 10 points in a market which is offering hundreds? Each their own. I'm not having a go, but seriously, don't be teaching people that, because I think that makes you buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. What you should be doing is having a good entry, low risk entry, giving it a proper stop with not too much size on, so you're comfortable to let that trade work. And we came right into the blue box here. So I've got a little divergence here between my Ninja trade. I got it in 70s, and this maybe I've just drawn it wrong. Let's just check on that hourly, start of that hourly here to here. Make sure I get it right. Yeah, so we tapped into that hourly. All right, Malaysian S&R, if you're wondering why. Those of you again who have done the course, Malaysian S&R, what is that? It's an S level, all right? Support level. Look at the close. That's the wick. This is max pain. That's the close. It's an important level. If you're new to this channel here and you're watching, you're like, I don't understand what this guy's talking about, but I want to get involved. The link is down below to do the course. All right, it's down below. It's a one-time fee, folks. None of this subscription nonsense. One-time fee, do the course, learn how to trade. It's 20 hours over 40 modules. You get my flow zone indicator for TradingView. Well, those of you who are grandfathered in will. And you also get lifetime access to my Discord. Jacob won up, stopped out. I got to love a 148-point move on a Friday. High five that. Dre the Trader, 3K day. Thanks, Alex. Done for the day. Don't want to give it back. Hey, 3K is a lot of money. Walk away. Do not be giving $3,000 back. Walk away. Good work, team. I want to see W's in chat, all right? You lot better be making money. You better be making money here. I would like some form of relief. If I'm going to think about anything more. If we're going to go for that previous week low, I want some form of relief before I think about entering any more in. Look at all the W's. Look at everyone. It's like a money printer. Andrew H, JD Florida Man, Tyson, Leron, Mike, Paul, Peter, Dre the Trader, Marek, Persistence Pays, Mr. Slim, Jeffrey, J Canup One, Andrew G, Slash Chi, Brad, Nate the Great, Logan, Thumper, Brandon, DPFTW690, Array, Miguel, Nick, Michael Pope, Steve C. Look at that. Killed it. You killed it, folks. You absolutely killed it. One trade, one good trade is all you need. I talked to a lot of the team in chat yesterday, all right? If you had a bad day, you've just got to remember, just come back the next day. Don't let that bad day be worse than your winners, all right? One bad day, it's okay, all right? Don't kill yourself. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's not going to do you any good. You come back the next day, you trade the same setup, you prove to yourself you can keep trading. A trade like that can change everything so quick, right? You can have 3 losing days of drawdown. 30-point loss, 30-point loss, 30-point loss, 30-point loss, 30-point loss, 200-point winner, sizing in. You're up. That's why it's important to control your losses. Control your tilt, control your emotions. You want to see what it's like to go on tilt? Watch Tuesday's stream or Wednesday's stream with me. Here we go. Trading back into new lows now. Keep tapping into that block, don't we? That big old hourly block. All right, if we're going to get heavy, like I said, we're going to go for 600s if we're going to get heavy. But this is the start of demand here. You can see it on the H1 chart. This is the start of demand right here. Here, here, here. Support, 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 support. If we're going to go for max pain, we're going to take their wicks out. All right. JD Florida Man. Yeah, like I do want to trade gold. I just run out of time. But yeah, I think gold and my system are very, very nice together. Like probably the nicest out there. It respects flow zones and it loves Malaysian S&R. And I tell you why, because most of the traders playing gold are from Asia and they all trade Malaysian S&R style. Scott Sullivan, hit the gold done for the day. There we go. Expansion coming, still holding. Can we go lower? Previous week low on deck here, folks. SPY coming into its support system now. So SPY 560 just tapped. VIX coming up to that 2050 that we talked about. How low can we go? That's the question here. It's just absolutely melting, isn't it? Look at the Mag 7. Tesla 2.3% down, Nvidia 1.5% down, Meta 2.40% down, Google 2.5%, Amazon 3.25%, Microsoft 1.5%, Apple 1.75%. We are melting. That previous week low is coming, folks. It is coming. We're going to get a monster trade here on stream. Get down to 600 just so we can say we got a 250 point belter. Marek, thank you so much, my friend. Marek pays for my coffee every single Friday. Such a kind man. Thank you, Marek. I appreciate you, and you're welcome for the trade. Every single Friday. Coffee or bottle of wine. Well, maybe not in Los Angeles. Maybe from a supermarket. I get a bottle of wine with that. Let's go. Still look good here, folks. Still holding on. Remember, it might get a big relief pop. When they're ready to cover, this can get violent quickly. This is a big move down. This can get a violent move up before returning back towards the lows. All right, so do not be short down here, as in do not be adding short down here. You are adding into demand. This blue box is demand. We do not get short in demand. We get short for breaks down into it. It's unfortunate. It's so aggressive. It's barely pulled back to the flow zones. It's just unfortunate, but you do not want to add into demand structure. You're asking for problems. This is where people who are smart are starting to cover their positions. They're starting to trim their positions here. Let's go. Let's go. 600s, baby. Give me those 600s. Looking at the tapes. Tape is thin. These bulls are scared, man. No one's turning up. If we get a pop, it's going to be shorts covering. There's no bull on the tape. There's no one at home right now. No one at home. Look at these markets. Puking. And the VIX 10% up. That's exactly what you want to see. And the hedge gold up as well. Exactly what you want to see. Everything in sync right now. Got the fireworks ready to set off at 600. Clint with the W. Hey, Clint, there you go. Way to go after yesterday, buddy, and this week. Sticking with it. Way to go. David S. Alex, you rocked it again, eh? Thank you, man. Trey, the MBD, going to sign up with Flow Zones. Hey, I look forward to working with you. Looking forward to working with you. What an absolute melt fest. Steve C with the win. I love it, team. It's the same. I'm telling you. It's the same people who are doing the course, who turn up day in, day out, that are making the money. All right? We have to learn hard lessons sometimes. Even I'm still learning. Look at me on Tuesday. This market, it will test you. Technology, it will test you. Stuff outside of the market, it will test you. But we become better people. We look after each other. We build a nice team together. And we trade together and win together. Just like a proper prop firm, a real prop firm, a real trading floor. Right, so you're into a new 30, 5-minute and 15-minute bar here. So maybe we get a bit of a relief rally here on this bar. All right, so it's a new, look at the time. Initial balance now been set. How big is this initial balance? It is absolutely monstrous. All right, huge initial balance on the day. So you got to think, you have to, I'm going to put this on actually, bear with me. Let's do it in case we stick around for a bit today. Let's do a couple of anchors because we're going to need them because the move is big. Where's 9:30? Right, that's our New York anchor, and let's do an anchor off the fail. Let's do it off this one here. All right, that's our fail anchor. I'm going to just see where it would line up if we went. What's the time here? This one here as well. Okay, there or thereabouts. I like it. I like it. All right, so blue is your New York VWAP. Red is basically your sell VWAP, average price of sellers from the failures. We're in initial balance. Remember, we don't want to short initial balance low. If we're going to have any further expansion, you'd need to see this somewhere in here. This is asking a lot, but this is the old lows, and this market is heavy. I wouldn't be bidding on this market hoping it goes upside right now. I think that's basically suicide, isn't it? And bidding on a market which is going straight down. It's the type of thing you'd see at a prop firm's live stream on YouTube. I won't name who they are. Surname of the owner is my favorite watch brand, so that will help you. I bet you they've all been getting long in this. We need relief here. We need some relief here in the market. Not to get long, just to help this market. Yeah, Timex. Definitely not. Market's so heavy here, folks. Underneath the current IB low here. Remember, 600 is the target. We're very, very close to taking that 600. It needs some relief, though, ideally. You need to see some relief up here. And really, if you're going to look for lower, you probably want a two leg. We talked about this. I can't remember what day. I think it was Wednesday. You want to see like a 2-leg, all right? Because buyers come in once, buyers come in twice. They get trapped, and we roll over. And that's the retest of the low. So far, it's just so heavy. There's not a buyer in sight. We're literally right by that low now. We are on it, pretty much. Very, very, very close. Move my stop down aggressively here. Can we get that low? Oh, got very close to it. Did we tap 600 there? 602s. Come on. Come on. You got to give me that low, man. How close did you get? The low's at 602 and we printed... What did we print there? I got a print there at 605 and the low's at 602 flat, I think. So close. I'm gonna say that was it. I'm gonna say that was it. Yeah, nice work, team. Nice work, team. I still think it's coming. I'm like starting to wonder now if they're going to go for this. And if you're wondering what that is, this is low of year. Why would we go for low of year? What have we done? We've set up the weekly lower, higher low, lower high. Go, get your brain working. We've set up the weekly lower high. All right, and we are in bear territory. We are in expansion lower territory. It's coming. It's coming. Don't you tease me anymore. Two wicks down there. I don't like that. I'm going to end up taking this. All right, I'm taking it off. And I've got to take it off. I'm being greedy here. I think it's coming, but I'm being greedy. All right, locking that out. Don't be greedy, Alex. Don't be greedy. It's going to come now. It's going to do like 50-point flush now. Nice work, team. Nice work. Everyone, you should have made money on that. If you didn't, don't worry about it. More trades will set up. That's it. More trades will set up. Like I said, when I was really annoyed Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday after missing that move. Yesterday ended up being a pretty good day on stream. We locked in some good money. Today was a mega day. Nice work, Lyndall. See, these are all students. Lyndall making money. Andrew H making money. Persistent pays you. Welcome. You are welcome. Nice work. All right, I'm going to have a look at how many likes I've got. And if it's not 100, this stream's getting ended right now. And I'm never coming back again. I'm never helping you lot again. It's getting ended right now if it's not 100. What is going on? 80? 80? Get out of here. 80 likes. Previously low hit. Boom, 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 boom. I'm only joking, folks. Of course I'm going to be back here. Oh, what an absolute beauty. I don't really know what to do now. I'm actually thinking we're going to come for this now. If we stay heavy versus IB, we are coming down for this. Like I said, oh, God, this is going to melt, mate. These bulls are in so much panic. Imagine if you were a bull over the last few weeks, how much pain you're in. Zoom out of the daily. This is why we keep talking about higher time frames. They had to protect this. This was the RBS level. And in here, this gap, they failed to protect it. What's the weekly model? I'm not giving it away, but it's this. These guys are in pain. These guys, they will be in pain soon. Where's the Bollinger Band? What is the play here? Trend. Mean reversion. Back tests. Oh my God, it's out the flow zone playbook. Who would have known? Who would have known? Straight out the playbook. Straight out of the lessons I teach. Those 40 modules. There must be hundreds of lessons in there. 20 hours of education. All right, you should be risk off now. You are done. You are done. If you want to hold a runner here, by all means, hold a runner in case it goes all the way down. But you should be done here, folks. This was a monster, 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 monster move. Hey, Trentry, you've done the right thing. If your laptop's lagging all morning, you've done the right thing. You saw what happened to me on Wednesday. I was 8 grand in a hole within minutes because my computer was having a nightmare. Nice work, team. High fives in chat. High fives in chat. Good work. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're risk off now. We are risk off now. We have to wait. See if this wants to come and put in some relief. You got some swing points it can aim for. And then if they melt it back down for a double bottom here, and then range for the rest of the day, or let go of it to go lower, or really actually try and reclaim, which would be unusual, but we have hit major, major targets. Next level down is 400s, right? It's right down into here. 430 down to 369, that's the next level, right? Back testing IBL here. I don't like selling this IBL today because the range is so big. That's the only reason. The range is so big, so I don't love selling this IBL here today. Even though it can do a trend day down, I actually think some relief is probably what this market needs. Let's do a little anchor off the low and do a little bullish anchor for the shorts covering here so we have a little idea of where they are. Normally, I would sell an IBL retest, especially when flow zones are there. But I actually think this needs a little more relief right now. I tell you what, I don't think SPY took its levels out. SPY still hasn't moved down to 55780. I think. I'm just going to triple check that's accurate because it's going to need to be accurate. That's not accurate. It needs to trade down to 558. So it got close. SPY got close. All the way down, I could hear accounts blowing with traders trying to guess the bottoms. Hey, definitely, man. Definitely, Peter. It's the most common thing, right? They see it moving down and they're like, oh, this is cheap. Or this is cheap. Or this is cheap. Or it should hold here. Or it's got to hold here. Or they've got to have buyers come in. Surely it's going to be bought up. No. This is why I always talk about, like, even if that was a level here or here, is there a reaction? Do we flip bullish? We never flip bullish. Why we don't guess bottoms? We do not guess bottoms. We do not guess tops for that reason. Momentum is king in the market. It doesn't matter if a level is there or not. If this is here, right? We know that this is here. It's a big level. If this market wants to do this in one go, it can do it in one candle. Imagine like the stops get run there and it does a 100-point move. We've seen it. It's not like what I'm talking is nonsense. We've seen it, especially in a Trump market. It can do it, right? So we don't guess bottoms. We play with momentum. We had to wait. Remember, at the beginning of the day, the conditions were not aligned. Look at the top of this box. Now, conditions are aligned. Where was that sell? Sell indication right here. All right, and once we rolled under the flow zones, look how nice this is at this point here. It is actually rejecting the IBL here. I said I wouldn't take it because I feel like it needs more relief, but for now it's rejecting it. I do still think it needs more relief. The only thing is that SPY has left the level for it to take out. Let me just check the ES. I want to check the same level on ES. Yes, it's got a little way to go here on the S&P. Clean these up a second. Hang on. ES can move lower. 620s to 6,000 to 600s on the ES, I would say. If it's going to melt, 627 down to 5,600. 5,627 down to 5,600. That's what I'd say on the ES if it's going to do it. So getting some relief here, as we talked about, likely to get relief. So there's your previous week low. There's your little dunk of finding some relief, reclaiming here. Maybe it's going to try and come upside somewhere into here. Remember, big move down, it can be a big move back up. All right, if everyone starts covering, this can be a big move back up. Think about the hourly bars. It's a bloody huge hourly bar. If it wanted to reprice to 841, I would find it unusual, but it's not impossible, right? Liquidation event. If it wanted to come back up here, it could. It's not what I expect, but it could. I expect something to be sold into, something other kind of trap to come back down and test the low, and then it either goes, I mean, not that far upside, but upside for the day, or we get a new liquidation event of the low. So if bulls come in here and bulls come in here and they trap both, this lot stop out, cause the move to here. This lot stop out can cause the move down to here. It's all about who's in control, who's in pain, where's their pain point. Shorts are in control of this market, but we hit the low-hanging fruit, didn't we? We hit low-hanging fruit. That's the important thing to know. Paul Gala, thanks, Alex. Done for the day. Going for a surf. Hey, have a good surf, man. Where are you? Where are you based? Are you in California? Be careful, Paul, because I mean, if you're out here with me, I'm not sure, but did you see the? It's algae season. All those whales and dolphins turning up on the beach. Oh, you're in South Africa. That's all right. Yeah, can't surf here in California right now. Got a really bad algae in the sea, killing everything right now, being washed up. Enjoy the surf. Enjoy those sharks in South Africa, mate. I'd be too scared to surf over there, I think. One more like until we hit 100. That will guarantee I turn up Monday. One more like on stream. There we go. 100 likes. Happy days. Well done, team. We got to start growing this stream, man. I'm fascinated to hear what Ninja Trader. Don't go nuts on me now with the drawings. I'll be fascinated to see what other traders from the YouTube community, let's call it, called this trade live and took it. It's starting to build out liquidity here. It's starting to try and base. Remember, low-hanging fruit on the Qs was taken, not quite taken yet on the S&Ps. It's not been taken yet on the S&Ps. So there is a chance for a move lower here, but really you'd want to see at least really 2 legs higher for some relief. You can see this anchor holding up for now. Blue line off the bottom. Bulls are trying to hold that anchor. If they can get a move up, they're going to want some relief up into some of these levels here. Here's your anchor off the sell. Deep flow zone pullbacks. Anywhere up here at this point. Really, ideally, you want to see this. If it's really weak, it won't do it. But I'm not interested if it's really weak. I don't really care. We got a good move. Can we go long? I don't really like the long. The only time frame when the long is saying possible right now is a 1 minute. Every other time frame is very, very bearish. The only time frame where it's a long right now is the 1 minute versus this. And you've got to know that SPY is trying to get down here. But there is a long on a 1 minute. There is not a long on any other time frame. So it's up to you. Up to what you trade against. You will trade If you're taking the long, you're counter trend. You're trading against momentum. Flow zones are down. We're bearish. And VWAP's down. Your IB is here. I don't like longs today. I do not like picking bottoms. I prefer waiting and looking for shorts. Just like I did Wednesday. Right, you would have seen me Wednesday. I waited about 45 minutes for that right shoulder to build out to then come and take that short. You see, shorts are still in total control here. Like we said, SPY still has that move lower if it wants. SPY has not filled its efficiency yet. It can move lower if it wants to. So they've not all hit their targets. ES can move to, what do we say, 627, 5,627 to 5,600 if it wants to. It's a long way down if it wants to go further. I wouldn't be looking for longs today. Really wouldn't. No reason to look for longs. Look at the mag. Look at the indexes. If you're going to get longs, your timing's going to have to be immaculate because it's a counter trend relief rally. Still rejecting IB here. ES very weak. Spider's weak. They want to move lower. They want to attack new lows. They want to go for that move down. We can't really, well, I don't like the join here, like I said. Normally I would take a join here. It's just joining after a 300 plus point dump. We're 376 points down on the day right now. Joining down here is tough versus IB, but it's possible. It's possible, I guess, if we're really going to think we can trade into here. I'd much rather see relief higher, trap some more bulls before we go for it. Yeah, JD, that would be more ideal. Or just some consolidation. All right, build some consolidation. Relief, and then down. That would be nice. It's still very weak. This market's very weak. Every pot being sold into. They break the lows here. We just keep washing. I mean, 400s are on deck. Watching SPY into 558. I'm watching ES if it's going to really go into 5627. Yeah, made our money here, folks. It's tough to think about much else, isn't it? Made our money. New hourly bar coming in 10 minutes. Maybe we get a bit of a push in the open of that new hourly bar. Just got to wait now. Have to wait now. Bulls are still stuck here. ES looking to break the current lows. Back to previous week low here on the NQ. Right into 600. That's the level that we washed and tried to reclaim. It's trying to hold it to see if it can turn back inside. FC might. My stop is based on swings, so whatever I need is based on swings. So if it has to be a bigger stop, then I use less size. I don't use like a set stop because the market doesn't care about set stops. It cares about swing points. But normally probably 30, 35 points. Normally what you have to risk at the moment. Sometimes more. Depends on the volatility of the day, where you're entering the trade. No worries. VIX still, look at VIX. I missed that. Drove up, just missed 21, came back down, trying to form a bull flag here on the VIX. If it can form a bull flag and drive higher, it's going to go for that 21 and then 21.25. If it fails, 21 or 20.50, we drift back down in towards flow zones. They're trying to find some buyers here, aren't they? Clearly, they're trying to find some momentum here. It's failed to make a new low, held previous week low. Previous week low is right here. Right, so there's your drift under. It's trying to hold it. There's nothing bullish really until we do that. We're still very bearish. Look at the momentum. Everything's bearish. Every pop's being sold into still. Every single pop sold into until that changes. Like I said, spiders have not hit all their targets yet. Liquidity's like basically left the book. There's an order. There is an order down at 400, which is where I'd be looking for if we're really going to go leg down. Instruments not subscribed from have been detected in 10 minutes of delay. They're cannot be traded. I just had this pop up on my chart. Literally out the blue. So maybe that's why you guys have been having issues. Maybe there's an issue. Those of you having trade evade delays, that literally just came up on my Ninja Trader. So that's put me off taking a trade for sure. Very odd. Oh, smashing the mic. Yeah, I'm getting completely different orders reads now. What minute is this on? 10. Yeah. I got no data. No data, folks. Be very careful. There must be a trade evade issue here. I've got no data. Anyone else having that issue? What the hell? Look at this. Printing a random candle. And my timer's gone. I don't know if you can even see that. Yeah. Let me close Ninja down here. Try again. Yeah, Trentry saying it's having lagging issue. I've never seen that error message before. Never, ever, ever seen it before. Is this price you're seeing here correct? Yeah, it seems fine now. Wow, that's pretty scary though. That is pretty scary. I've never seen that before. Out of the blue. All right, momentum's still bearish here, like we talked about. Trying to make sure this is going to run properly if I think about doing anything. Yeah, it looks okay. Trading view's good. All right, cool. So it's coming back to backtest that lower day here. Remember, SPY still has a move further down here. Qs have hit all their targets unless we're going to go for the yearly lows, current year lows. Book is very, very thin. No one interested in this market right now. Starting to move sideways. Think about the strength of the moves. All right, these are strong moves down, starting to taper out. This is where it builds liquidity, and you either get a fail break or a break. Fail break or a break. All right, we're starting to go sideways. So if this trades inside, it's a fail break. Right? If they trap too many shorts trying to play down for those 400s and they're not ready, They trade upside now. If. I'm not saying you take that. I'm saying if. That's still counter trend. I'm definitely not taking longs today, to make that very, very clear. Unless it's very clear and obvious to me that they want to do a bigger relief rally. That's really weird that I had that error message on TradingView. Has anyone else ever had that? I've never seen that before. Never, ever, ever seen that error message before. That's a new one for me. So back to previous week low here. No, me neither. Remember, 400 is the draw if it's going to keep going. VIX looking good for a bull flag here. It's trying to build out that base around 2050 for that bull flag for a breakout of 21. Breakout of that 21.20. Breakout of that. We just keep going. And then the market gets absolutely destroyed, and we probably go for yearly lows. Yulimar, you can't force it, yeah? Cannot force it. There's nothing for you here. If you've missed it, you've missed it. Don't worry about it. It's just, you come back Monday. Come back Monday. If a setup isn't there, definitely don't be forcing your way into it. Don't have FOMO. Tani, yeah. Maybe there's some server issues. I wonder if that's what I experienced on Wednesday as well. Global outage. Still breaking down here. They're starting to play out. It's just not the best RR, but momentum remains good. Risk reward not great, but momentum remains good so far. I don't like it once we start fanning around down here. It's dangerous when we've hit our targets already. Chat's gone quiet. Is it because you all made your money already, didn't you? Now you're like, oh, I'm done. Why do I need to be here? Yeah, exactly. Kraken buys it and it breaks. Funny that, isn't it? Crypto ruins everything. Eating popcorn. I'm chilling. Let's have a chat about something then. What are we all doing this weekend? Take care, Jeff. Spartan race. What, you're competing? Cigars. Hey, Alan, I like that idea. I like that idea. I might join you. I've got one right here. Waiting for me. Oh, got the lock on, have I? Waiting for me right here. I've got my portable humidor. I think I will have one, and I will have a drink this weekend and enjoy it. That is a sure way to make me happy. 420 stuff. Nice. Nice. So dancing around previous week low. Remember that bottom of that blue box is previous week low. If we stay heavy versus that, that's weekly traders basically saying, hey, we're going to go lower. If we keep protecting that, there is relief upside. Remember, like we've drifted a long way down here today. 400 points down currently. 402 points down. 403 points down. All right, we're really far down. It's hard to be pulling the trigger down here. It's really hard. Whiskey of choice. It's funny. Like I used to drink more like Scotch before I moved to America, but I've now developed a sweet tooth with something like a bit more caramelly. I've got some really nice bottles next door. I'm trying to think what I've got. What have I been gifted recently? Some really nice stuff. I'll go and grab it in a minute. But I've got a lot. Too much. What's yours capped? Still breaking down here. This is still running lower here. Look at this wash. This is in a hurry now to go 400s. Breaking previous week lows. Oh my God, what a melt. ES now, SPY filling its gap now. SPY's done the move. ES has not. ES can still go lower. SPY's now done the move. Kaladin had to go for a small run because I didn't get the sell and didn't give me the pullback to join in. All better now. Congrats on those who got it. Hey, good work. That's amazing discipline, mate. Like, congratulate yourself for the discipline. All right, still slightly tapering here. Be careful. This kind of thing here, something parallel like this. The more and more and more now, I'm thinking we're going down here. But like, SPY has now taken previous week lows. ES can still move down to 5,627. Lindell, I binge watched at least 10 of your education videos. I thought I understand market structure, but apparently not. I got to show that you really don't know what you don't know until your channel. Hey, it's just experience, mate. It's just experience. You just pick it up more and more and more that you watch it. Just keep on like marking out each day. Mark out everything as you go through. Calling it a day. Have a great weekend, everyone. Hey, have a great weekend, Peter. Lovely work today. Had some Japanese whiskey last night from buddies of mine. Yeah, the Japanese stuff's good. Kind of hungover and missed the low-hanging fruit trade. Hey, don't worry about it. Hey, so I'll go and show you what I've got because I can't remember everything right now. I've got some good ones. The reason I can't remember is because these are unusual ones that I'm making my way through slowly. So, Gordon and MacPhail, 2006. Quite like that. That is a Scotch, though. Then I've got this, which was a gift. Willet bourbon. I really like that. Very caramelly. And also making my way through this. Of Dalmore. Again, it's a Scotch. Like I said, I used to drink Scotch, but I am getting more into bourbon since being here. Even like Bullet Rye and things like that. I don't even mind something like that. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, Bullet Rye. Exactly. I don't mind a Bullet Rye at all. Ardbeg whiskey and Knob Creek for bourbon. I'll check out a Knob Creek. I don't think I've had that. Like I said, I wasn't a big bourbon drinker. How do you have it? Are you on the rocks? I'm a on the rocks kind of guy. Irish all the way. Yeah, don't blame you. Brad's Canadian, so I understand that. I understand that. One large cube. Yeah, that's how I like it when possible. One large cube. I like tequila, Steve C says. I can't drink tequila. My wife likes tequila. I struggled in Mexico, as you can imagine, last week. It's still breaking down here. Like every single pop is being faded right now. All right, they've built out new structure here. They're going to try and fade against this for this move here. The one problem right now is that spiders hit that that low that we're talking about. The next move down really is for ES if it can get down to 627. It becomes more and more less likely. Remember, momentum's really, really good, but your location is getting worse and worse and worse. Where were we first short this morning? Let's think about where we were short this morning. And even this, I didn't like the location. All right, I had one attempt here and here. Where did I really want to short? After a gap fill and a failure. That's where I really wanted this move down to here. So look how fussy I am. I really wanted that and then was forced to play that down. Switch to tequila from bourbon, less headaches in the morning. Yeah, lots of people say that. My wife's the same. I just can't do it. And I can't do mezcal. I cannot do mezcal. It just makes me instantly feel sick. Just smoking it, I'm like, ugh. Just smelling it, I mean. It's just so smoky. It's like a really peaty, smoky whiskey that tastes way worse, in my opinion. Are you going to take a short? I was in short for the monster move. I'm not really too bothered about this. I was short here. In for this. And here. I was short all the way down there. I'm less interested now because we're starting to taper across. I've made my money. Made my money on the day. Don't need it. Don't need to be forcing it right now. Yeah, it's definitely too smoky for me, mezcal. I can't do it. I can't do it. I totally understand, Cap. Yeah, that's what Brad above you just said. Brad above you, good friend of mine, in the same boat. I totally understand. Totally understand. Question is, can ES get to 625 here? Every single pop being sold into right now. VIX had another attempt at high of day, 20.91, hasn't got through it yet. I would still like to, I would feel better if I'm going to think about putting any more positions on. I'd feel better if we did some kind of move up here. Wash these guys out and then rotate. I don't want to get short near low of day. But we're very weak. We're very, very weak. It's just rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. That's all it's doing. All right, bear with me a second here, folks. I'm going to get a refill on my coffee. Hey, finally. Finally, some relief rally starting. Gee, took them long enough, didn't it? All right, so who was asking why am I getting short or not getting short down here? That's why. It needs some relief. It needs some relief. Higher the better. Higher the better. I'm not looking to long this, folks. Higher the better. I will consider a short if I really, really want it. But honestly, we've hit all the targets for me. Like, why do I want to? You're starting to see, look at the volume. This is shorts covering this level, this level, this level, this anchor. All these levels are key. And we're into the new H1 bar here. So we're starting to reprice higher. Let's have a think about the last H1 bar. Give me a second. What was the open? Let's go from New York open to the low. Or the high. What was the high off New York? Yeah, we need to reprice. for me to really think about it. Still every pot being sold into. Right, so starting to break out of that tapering channel. Like I said, really didn't like the shorts down here. I want to see relief and then some form of trap if I'm going to think about short back in towards lower date. But this time, I'm not necessarily thinking about the prices down here. I will respect any structure that we build. Right, always looking left, always respecting structure that's built out. So far, very bearish order flow. Look, if you go up off any chart above this, look at M5, M15, it's still very, very, very bearish. Trump speaking. Oh, thank you, Miguel. Anyone in Discord, if anyone can help me try and get the news feed fixed, that would be great, because I'm not getting much help from the data provider for that news feed. They know there's an issue, but it's really not helping. All right, while we're waiting, all right, there are some sales ending this weekend. All right, the first one is Traderfy. 35% off all of your accounts right now. All right, you can have up to 5 accounts. You can mix them between advanced growth and straight to funded. You can have them all of one type. These are some of the best value accounts in the game right now. I think the easiest ones to pass in the game right now are Traderfy accounts on the growth. Right, they're the easiest to pass. They have good drawdown. It's not trailing drawdown, and they're very cheap. You can get all the way, if you pass it first time, you can get all the way to funded for under $100 on a 50K account. So those are my favorite ones right now. The next ones after that, which I haven't really been talking about too much, are Take Profit Trader. They work very, very similar to Traderfy. Very, very similar. Also very cheap. The way their evaluations work exactly the same as a growth account. No unrealized trailing drawdown. That changes though when you get funded. All right. So the payoff there is when you get funded, it is a trailing drawdown, but only till you hit your buffer. Once you're above the buffer, the trail goes. But the big advantage with Take Profit Trader is you can pull the money out the market every single day. So you're above your buffer, you make $1,000, you pay yourself $1,000. You make $500 the next day, you pay yourself $500. Right? No waiting around, no consistency rule, none of that stuff once you're past the buffer. So it's good. So if you have let's say you traded Take Profit Trader today, all right, and you were above your buffer and you sized, right, just one. Let's say you sized one here, 850. And you covered, let's just say you covered 650. Well, I don't know where that is. Where are you, 650? All right, around here. 200 points. $4,000 off one account. And you would get to keep, I think, is it 90 or 80%? Maybe someone can help me out. You get to keep most of that anyway, and you'd get to pull it out straight away. So you could close that trade and pull it out, and it'd be in your account by the end of that day. Pretty good. Pretty good. So that's the other one that I really like. Links down below for them. You have to use code FlowZone if you want to go with Take Profit Trader, not FCT. Don't ask why. I don't know, but that's just how it is. They won't change it. So code FlowZone. And the last one is Apex. They still have a sale running 80% off. If you're still interested in trading with Apex again, the best accounts to get with Apex are the normal accounts that they do, not the static accounts. If you want a static account, go with either Take Profit Trader or probably better with Traderfy. If you want to scale up to 20 accounts with Apex, by all means do so. 80% sale. This market could flip around. Just bought 10 SPX500 and call spread. Yeah, maybe, but we're very, very bearish still. It could do with some relief, but we're very, very, very bearish. Every pop is being sold into. And that rejection of the IB so far holding true. If it lets go of this imbalance here, where we had this volume come in, then all these buyers get trapped and we go down. If they hold this, then maybe it gets relief upside. Look at the volume here. Look at where it came in. That's key. If they let go of that candle, anyone who actually bought that rather than being short covering will get liquidated. If they hold this, then maybe we set a higher low and we go and clean some of this out. But again, very bearish market this morning. Look at the mag. They're getting absolutely annihilated. Absolutely annihilated right now. Want to see this squeeze higher. I would love this market to squeeze back up some now, really. It could do with it. Everything hit its targets. The only thing left really is if ES wants to drive all the way down into 5,626 down to 5,600. That's the only thing left. And I'd rather it leaves that for next week. Ideally. Ideally. I didn't see a lifetime option at Apex when I was attempting to sign up. Yeah, there is one. If I buy 10 accounts, I've got to pay 160 times 10. No. It's $125 a month right now, Andrew. Definitely there. Make sure you click the little window. It's definitely there. $125 for life per account. Yeah, lifetime fees on PAs. Oh, that's why. Sorry. Maybe I misunderstood. Sorry about that, team. Yeah, lifetime. You only pay the lifetime fee once they become PA accounts. All right, looks like it's trying to build for that squeeze relief here. Back to the initial balance here. A few sellers here all the way up into 650. Yeah, so once you pass your evals, they become PA accounts. You pay lifetime then, $125 for life. Sometimes you might get lucky and it's $85. The bigger accounts right now, I think, are $85. Don't take my word for that, but I think they are. But $125. The way I teach and I trade, it's better to do the lifetime ones and slow down. I said to a friend of mine yesterday, the fastest way to become profitable as a trader is to slow down. Sounds like a contradiction, but just think about that. The fastest way to become profitable as a trader is to slow down. Right? Most traders blow up because they're trying to move too quick, trying to go too quick, trying to join in too quick. They're trying to add too much size too quick. Slow down, right? If you're trading those 50Ks, micros will do you. Imagine you had two micros here, not minis, two MNQ. Can barely write that. Two MNQ. And you got that 200-point move. It would be 200 points per 100, so $800. $800 times that by 20 accounts. That's a very, very, very good day. 16,000 bucks. 16,000 bucks off 2 MNQ. Let that sink in. Do not need size. All right, coming back into that imbalance where that volume stepped into the market, where those shorts covered. You can see it, this bar here, this huge volume bar. It's the biggest volume bar of the day. It's a big level. If they let go of that, anyone who was an actual buyer in there, rather a short position in covering, will start to get trapped, right? So if they let go of this bar, it will be a problem. It will be a problem. They hold it, they can try and go for that sort of flag, inverted head and shoulder type of look. If they hold it, they're going for this kind of look to get back into here and maybe up into this bit here. If they let go of this, it's a major problem for those guys who are playing it. Again, momentum, bearish. It remains bearish for me. Get a 5-minute and 15-minute. There's nothing bullish about this move yet. Only time you could think about maybe being bullish is on a 1-minute, and I do not trade. I execute on the 1-minute, but I'm not making my decisions based on a 1-minute chart. Otani, if you just use flow zone, that will waive the monthly fee. It will waive the monthly fee. It'll be a one-time fee. I don't know about any of their other offers, but flow zone will always be the best offer possible that they offer. So VIX still holding. Look at that, still holding 2050, still holding flow zones on a 5-minute chart. Notice how we sort of started to go a bit more sideways here. It's got to make its decision soon. Does it get relief for a squeeze higher, or does everyone think about how many people might be trying to buy this right now, looking for that move higher? If it doesn't come, what happens? They all become trapped, right? If this fails to break out of these levels, think about all the buyers in here trying to buy it off this volume. If they get trapped, what do? They liquidate. Where do we go here? So I don't like picking bottoms, right? At no point yet have we done this move, all right? We're not pivoting above yet. It's like pop to fail so far. If it pivots above and starts to prove itself, yes, maybe there's a counter trend squeeze up to here or here, and then I'm thinking about the short back down. But until then, I am not picking a bottom in this market. Why are you going against this? Right? Doesn't mean I'm short down here, but the move was this. That was the move. We can wait to see if it happens, or we can think about, if they all get trapped, about joining for that lower price. They don't step in soon, though. I think they're going to get hurt, these buyers. Let's have a look at Tanny. No worries, mate. Yeah, just all one word, just like that. Bull zone. Should just be like that. Would be nice to see resistance at S2. Where have you got your S2, mate? I'm not using pivots. JD, where's your S2? Is it the weekly? Seven, 8, 2. 7, 8, 2. Oh, that's high up. Basically VWAP. Basically your overnight VWAP there. That'd be a big bit of relief, wouldn't it? I think if it gets that far, it might as well come and backtest this, to be honest. Like these bulls are trapped. These bulls are about to get themselves trapped. It's starting to let go of that volume candle. These bulls might be in pain here. If they let go of this, oh my gosh, I wouldn't want to be a bull in this right now. Oh my gosh. If they let go of this, I would not want to be a bull in this right now. This could get very nasty very quickly. Look at all the volume, biggest volume of the day. We've already traded back underneath that candle. Like I said, why you don't pick bottoms. Let it prove to you. If it's going to go higher, it will make itself really obvious that it's going to go higher. VIX trying to go here. 2081. We're watching VIX break of 21. If VIX breaks 21, market gets a dump. If it gets that triple top and fails, it would be a problem. Or a clear out and failure, it would be a problem. So watching for confluence across the markets right now. Watching for confluence. Tired, man. Thank God it's Friday. Just watching the tape here. They're starting to sort of jostle around between 550 and 600 here. Just watching them. Do they start reclaiming? If they can reclaim, it can go. Seller at 600, then the next seller at 650. So if they reclaim, remember previous week low is 602, I think. If they reclaim that, there is potential to go and clean up above. Very, very, very choppy down here. They got to make their mind up what they're going to do. Again, I would prefer to see squeeze release upside. I would prefer that, genuinely. It sets up better trades for the rest of the day for anyone who's interested. Again, we're tapering. We've gone even less steep now. Think about this now. It went from that steep. Now it's even less steep. Now it's like this. You're starting to see more and more tapering in this market. There's previous week low. It's trying to reclaim. I'm watching ES to see if it's going to really start driving here. Can we get going here for that squeeze relief? And then 620s from my eyesight so bad. 620, there'll be stops. 638, 650, all around into those. That's where the stops are right now. VIX failed that push up. Back down towards 2050 again on the VIX. Back towards its flow zones where it broke out from. Oh yeah. Keep coming back in there and selling just around that previous week low. Like I said, there's nothing bullish about this yet. It can go higher. We'd love to see it go higher to clean some people out, but there's nothing bullish about it yet. The 5 minute. We've got a new 5 and 15 and 30 minute bar coming up in just over a minute here. Get rid of that as well. Stuck under that still. Can we get going? Is this going to get going versus this? This is a question here. Can they do this, move, reclaim some of this, and come and clean these guys out and get back up towards here? Previous week low key. Book looks a little bit thin. There's a few sellers here, but the book is definitely thinned out. It's really, really thinned out. Previous week low, tapping on it again. Basically 600, 602s. Watching to see if it's going to set a squeeze. I'm thinking about it. If it really, really proves itself, I'm thinking about it, but I don't trust anything yet. If VIX lets go 2050, it will be a bit of an easier play, I think. 2050, 2048, still sort of bouncing around there right now. Why is my initial balance off on the VIX? Pardon my French, folks. There we go. VIX starting to come under 2050. They let the VIX go here. There's potential for a little squeeze relief. It's very, very tight right now. We're starting to try and convert these flow zones a little bit, though. Starting to try and... Oh, don't do that. I was trying to draw, not move everything. VIX 2048. Want to see if VIX can give like a bit of a kill candle down here and wash some of these balls out in the VIX, some of the calls in the VIX out. And we get that move upside. starting to come. All right, looking at this small size in here. Counter trend, very small size, stop in the money. Not messing about too much here. Main trend is downside. So just looking to see if we get relief while we've got a bit of confluence here. Up towards 20s, and through that we're going to look for 50s. Being very, very aware of the initial balance low here. So a better trade will come if we get an auction through that. Effectively a failed auction. Yeah, effectively a failed auction. And then I'll be thinking about where I can get short again, maybe later in the session. But reclaiming that 600 level was key here. VIX starting to fade under 50, 20.46 now. You'd want to see a bit more momentum from the VIX come in here for downside. And you'd want to see the market protect that 19,600. Really needs to get protecting it. Looking good here. We're going to run those first set of stops into 621. So a reminder, I'm long here, counter trend. Very aggressive with my stop here. Looking for the pop of 21s. There we go. Fantastic. Peeling a little bit off here, moving my stop up, looking for a trade up towards 50s now. So nice and patient, wasn't guessing the bottoms, letting it set up, looking for confluence with the VIX. Look at the VIX now, it's 20.40. Can it keep failing? Remember, I've taken a bit of profit here into 20s, or above 20s, above this stop run here. We want to see this firm up. All right, if this firms up and does this move, all right, and then I'm going to start being risk off up here, because I know at some point around here, shorts will probably want to come back in and rotate. So this move, anything here is counter trend. So I'm aggressive with my stop. I'm aggressive taking profits. Looking good here, folks. Watching the initial balance. Everything coming into the IB now. Remember, TP1 has been hit. The next TP would be 38 and then 50s. Some sellers here on the book in front of 50s, okay? From 25s to 50s. If it can't hold, it can't hold. It needs to hold that previous week low. I'm not willing for this to go under previous week low. That would be a new trade. Okay, so if it cannot hold previous week low, I'm not interested. Remember, I've already paid myself. It's counter trend. I'm not looking to risk lots on this. I'm definitely not moving my stop beneath that RBS level of previous week low. Here. Needs to hold this and do this for relief. Looking better here. Starting to respect the trend line as well. Fantastic. So how high can we go now? Remember, we're coming back towards the top of the range. You don't want to be entering too late here. Can reject initial balance if it wants. Another trade will come in after the initial balance, potentially. Can we get up to 50s? That's kind of the question I'm posing right now. If we get through 50s, where can we go? There is some selling into 50s. Yes, through the IB. VIX now, 20.33. Really nice. Coming into the midpoint of the flow zones. Want to be careful here. If VIX keeps failing, it goes all the way down to 1980, and we look good for a bigger squeeze up. If it finds a bid here in the flow zones, it's going to be a problem. Watching ES for a move to 65s and then 69s if it really wants to participate. Remember, cannot let go of previous week low. Letting go of previous week low will probably mean bulls get trapped trying to take this move that we're taking, but get too ambitious and too aggressive, right? So anything under previous week low is a problem. Remember, this is counter trend. The flow zones have not flipped, right? This is not above deep pullback. All right, so this is counter trend into here, nothing more than. Nothing more than. It is a scalp opportunity only until it proves otherwise. What's the time? We've got time for lunch. 25 minutes left. Looking good. Watching that initial balance. Really good. I want to see it clear that wick at 38, ideally. We'll be careful with the ES here. Very careful with the ES here as it trades up towards 65 and 69. I want to be careful if we get divergence on the tape here. Looking good. Looking good here, folks. Please don't join late. Please be aggressive with your stops here. Okay, make sure you're paying yourself. You should be like, this is a counter trend, so you don't want to be full size on this move. You want to be like less size on the counter trend moves. The main trade today is downside. This is relief. This is relief rally right now. Tapping on that initial balance now. See the buy signal starting to fire. Remember, it's still counter trend technically until we get over the deep pullback flow zones. The targets can be here, this anchor, and this New York VWAP if it really gets going. All right. Acceptance over IB, we can think about that trade. That would be a failed auction down here. If we get acceptance over IB possible, it can also be a trap to come lower. So I'm very aware that the main trend is down. So I'm very, very proactive with how I'm trading this. Do not oversize into this. Do not be expecting miracles. I don't even know how many of you are left here. Hopefully some of you, maybe some of you still trading this. Still looking good. So this is the third trade today. Basically, the first trade was break even. Second trade was that monstrous short all the way down to 600. Third trade today, just this little counter trend. At some point, we probably get another short. Rejecting IB here. All right, this is why I'm taking most of my money. Rejecting IB. Did ES take that wick? No, got very close. Very, very close. Still think ES has got a little pop in it to come. Again, being very proactive here. These are the hardest trades in the book right now that you're looking at. All right, the counter trend. Think how much harder this is than this trade here when we have clear momentum and downside. This is much easier, right? Because it's pro trend. Counter trend is much harder. Why? Because this is really an H1 pullback. Right? Think about this. There's one big H1 bar. This is an H1 pullback. It's going against the grain and probably sets up a bear flag for a bigger bar, maybe this week or next week for the downside. Does that make sense? So all of this is counter trend. If you don't understand, make it easy. There's your big H1 bar. There's the pullback bar. If we have like an inside bar here, for example, set something like this, maybe even a 4 hour, and then next week, if not today, we come down for this. Yeah, so the counter trend's always a harder trade. That's why I say to newer traders, focus on the pro trend trade. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I go over everything in the course. I do have some free lessons on YouTube as well. I think I go through some of this, like higher time frame, pro trend versus counter trend. Even right now, if you think about the flow zones, right, they're going bullish on a 1 minute, but let's go to a 5 minute. Very bearish, right? Pro trend's still down. It's not like all the flow zones are green right now. The 1 minute's green, probably not even the 2 minutes green. No, 2 minutes still red. All right, so momentum right now with everything other than the 1 minute is downside. However, when we think about flow zones and change of characters, what moves first? 1 minute, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, etc., etc. So the first flip will happen on a lower time frame, right? So really, what you're trying to time here is an hourly pullback. Not easy to do timing these. Still looks good here. ES, I still think wants bigger relief upside to come and take out some liquidity. NQ, really looking for it to trade through 38 and 50s, and then pretty much risk off at that point. Have to see how we react. Still rejecting that initial balance. Bear with me, folks. I'm just going to pop to the bathroom real quick. All right, coming back to that RBS level, almost knocked me out here. So like I said, only a runner left. I was selling into that move up. It's counter trend. It can fail at any time, and it's failing into the initial balance. So it's respecting that initial balance. Knocked out here. I can always re-enter. See, I don't mind re-entering if it wants to go again. There's the failure off the initial balance. So it only needed to sweep one level. All right, it only swept these guys here. It left these guys here. Swept these shorts out. Rejected deep pullback. Coming back. If it lets go of this trend is still down. Remember, I kept saying this is counter trend. This trade here is a counter trend. That's why I'm very proactive with counter trend. There is a big difference. We expect shorts to come back in the market. We're really just building a range out. So far, I'd say basically this is the range. I failed outside of it. This can be another bear flag. Like we talked about, this is an H1 pullback. We just went over it. This is an H1 pullback. Think about the new hour here, 11. Here's your pullback inside the old H1. If it lets go, the new hourly bar can do what? It can be expansion. So we go down, flat, and pull back, down, continue momentum. Very, very possible. I kind of prefer it doesn't do it and it saves it for next week, if I'm honest. If I'm honest, it's just greedy of me. But what I'd really like is it to do this, and then Monday it opens up a trade like this. Oh yeah, that would be juicy. We're also 2% down on the day, which is kind of like a normal down day. If you look at the markets over here, yeah, NQ went 2% down on the day down here. RTY 2% down, YM 1.24, ES 1.5% down. Like it's kind of like NQ regular is 2% down. Doesn't love going too much further than that. Check out this weekly, yeah. BH Taylor watching and learning. Yeah, all good. You don't have to execute anything. It's fine to just turn up. Trading chart is not an easy tactic. It's coming together slowly for me. Yeah, exactly, JD. It was one of the first things I said this morning. End of the week, end of the month, end of the quarter. Totally. Can totally play a factor. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Into sort of chop zone here. So sweep under these lows now. Do they try and go back and do this? Or does this fail here and come all the way back down? I'm not really interested in this at this point. 15 minutes till lunch. Clint W, done for the day. Yeah, nice work, mate. Lovely work. Just check on the Discord, make sure everyone's okay. Jeffrey, saying solid day. I'm done as well. Have a great weekend. Yeah, most of you should have had a really good day, even if you just caught a piece of this move. A piece of this move. That's all you need. Book's really starting to thin out here, really. Some bids on the tape down here at 575. And some sellers on the ask up at 650, 662s. 15-minute choppy. Yeah, you're right. It is. Look at those wicks on the 15-minute. It's never gone bullish on the 15-minute, though, is it? It's never gone bullish on the 15-minute. It's just going sideways right now in a range. The range is still pretty big. It's about 100 points. That low, 550. The current high, basically 630. All right, so 80 points. Yeah, good eyes, Mr. Slim. Still rejecting that initial balance, so we cannot reprice over it yet. New hourly bar in 13 minutes and we're into lunch. We're building out a lot of volume here, right? We flipped point of control on the day. Right, when we opened today, point of control was up here. So much volume, we've moved point of control down. This is your distribution. They will want to protect 652. All right, think about how thick this is. If they let go of 652, shorts have to cover. Where can we go? Into thin volume. It's very thin in here, can trade upside. Right, so that's probably why they're sort of trying to protect that 650. Look at this bar, these bars here, big volume. This is your double distribution day. Distributed here, whang, and then here. All right, look at that. Very thin, big move down, very thin in structure. Why was it thin? We knew it would want to test 600, didn't we? We said if we start liquidating, it's coming for 600, and we got it. This was all a pre-market plan. We talked about this whole thing pre-market. Everything pre-market. Anyone who's joining late, we talked about this whole move pre-market. Even in Discord, we gave the whole move. Am I in the right channel? We gave the whole move pre-market. Right, this was at 9 o'clock market time. I was talking about this before the market opened. This was the main move. It's why it's the first one. Second move would be a trap to go up. Third move would be expansion on a squeeze. Fourth move would be a trap up, sweep everyone, and come all the way back down. We went over it in the pre-market show. So if you're new here, I'm here every single day, 9:15 to 9:20 in the morning, 15 to 20, 10 to 15 minutes before the market open. I'm always here, and we do top-down analysis, weekly, daily, H4, H1. I talk about the pathing, what I'm looking at, where I'm looking to execute, and then we try and get it together on stream. Jesse M, W for the week. Have a good weekend. See you all next week. Yeah, catch you next week, buddy. Have a good one. All right, market trying to hold. It's trying to produce a higher low, higher high here on the lower time frame. It's trying to produce a higher low, higher high. I don't trust it really until it's above this for the move fully. Oh, don't want a 6-minute chart. He is trying to go. How long to a new H1? 10 minutes left until a new H1 bar. Back to that previous week low here. So the question is, all right, have they trapped enough bulls, or have shorts had enough, and do they start covering into lunch and walking away? I guess that's what I'd sort of have in my head. One of those two things. Still building out like this here now. Delete this. Oh, sorry, wrong chart. Let's get you on the right chart. Seller up at 650. All right, 100 lot up there trying to get filled. Like we talked about, structure up there on the hourly to 650. That's where it gets thick, up to 650. Over that, it gets very, very thin. They are likely to try and protect 650, I would say. Very possible they create a right shoulder and roll it down here if they really, really want to into this new hour. But let's just see. 9 minutes left, and then we'll see what we get. Remember, main trend on the day, downside, isn't it? Main trend on the day, downside. Everything underneath the initial balance right now. Everything underneath flow zones. Main trend on the day, down. I don't know. VIX found a bid at that in front of 2020. It's holding its 5-minute flow zones. It really depends. VIX can still build out. If it pushes back up and reclaims 2050, it can build out an inverse right shoulder and go again. It's possible. Looks like it's coming back for those lows on that sort of micro shoulder. Starting to break down, coming back towards these lows now. Like we said, if we liquidate, there is a move down here today. It's possible. It just depends what it wants to do. It's doing it a little early into lunch. We'd expect it to hold that last bar, but maybe it's in a hurry, like we talk about. Sometimes it can be in a hurry to get somewhere. Yes, looking a little stronger out of the two, I'd say, right now. Seven minutes left till lunch. Oh, block nose. 10th day of this head cold now. Brandon Olson, thanks for the knowledge this week, Alex. I'm enjoying the course so far and taking some paper trading W's along the way. Have a great weekend. Hey, you have a great weekend, my friend. Thanks for joining the community. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure you get out in nature and do things fun this weekend, folks. Don't be staring at the screens too much. You've got to get balance. Get life balance. We trade for freedom. Make sure you're doing things that fill your cup. Get outside. Go and play sport. Go and see your friends. Go and be with loved ones. Do not become a slave to the charts, all right? No good in doing that. Buy down here at 550. Under that, 400. It looks very weak right now as they come into this new H1 bar. Looks like just a reprice to go lower right now. We're going to have to wait and see, but that's what it's looking like. The next H1 bar, I would say, would probably be fairly key here. I feel like something's gone on with my candles on these charts when I flick over on Ninja. They look weird. The sizing of everything looks odd. I don't know if they've done something by a hotkey and changed it. Maybe on that install. Going for those lows then. Looks like buyers got trapped versus that IB. Back to the bottom side of that range right now, aren't we? And 5 minutes left. So it's got 5 minutes left until the new H1 bar. Remember, if we go under this, then this H1 and closes under, then this H1 bar closes at low of day. Very, very heavy in this market. Like I said, counter trend longs, very, very hard to take. So I was very aggressive with the stop like we talked about. VIX got that back test of 2050 coming up right now. Probably decision time coming up into this new H1. Remember, there is a draw of liquidity lower if it wants to go for 400s today. If it wants to, it can. It's totally up to it. If it wants to do it, it can do it. Nothing saying it can't do it. Four minutes, and then I'm going to hop off stream. Drag my lazy ass to the gym. Back and buys day today. And cardio. Stair stepper machine. It's the worst. Stair machine for me today. Stairmaster. Who does Stairmaster? Gross. Kudos to everyone that does that. It is the most disgusting machine. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Every pot being sold, you can see every pot being sold into here. Liquidity on the book down at 550. Tomorrow's leg day for me. Yeah, yesterday was leg day for me. Squats, front squats, Romans, calf raises, hip thrust. Oh, God, it's horrible. But I think the Stairmaster is my worst thing I do in the gym. I hate it. Just breaking down here. That drive up was just to trap more balls in to go lower. You can see it. There's the liquidity getting run at the lows now. And this new H1 bar, if it wants to, so I'm just like checking around, measuring out projected moves to see if it can expand. How long we got left? We're into lunch though. If they do this into lunch, it'd be really gross. Main trend. What did we talk about? Always remember, main trend, down. Counter trend, harder trade. Main trend, down. Edge of range. Either fail breakout inside or main trend resumes down into here. That micro head and shoulder played out right there. This can be a neck if they really want to do it. But the problem is now your timing. Your timing. You are into lunch in the next 1 minute. It's not ideal. They are leaving volume trapped at 600 right now. Look at the point of control. Volume's trapped up at 600 right now. All right, folks. That's us done. That's us done. All done for the day. All done for the week. All done for the month. Ending Friday with a beautiful trade. That 300-point banger was a good one. I'll be back Monday. I'm going to do a educational video over the weekend on prop firms, mainly for very, very new traders, because I keep getting asked same questions over and over again. So we're going to deal with that. And let's see everyone else in Discord a little bit later. I'll pop in. Monday next week, we go again. Don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm here every single day, Monday to Friday, and it's your last chance, right? This weekend, last chance to get your Traderfy accounts for 35% off. Have a fantastic weekend. Don't do anything stupid into close on Friday on the last day of the month and quarter. All right, use hard stops. Peace and love. I'll see you real soon.